Hey everybody, it's Nick Pond with Jay Lamb at Lemons headquarters, and we're just coming back from the American Irony race at the Autobahn Country Club in Joliet, Illinois. Yeah, it was kind of a rainy race, but we got through it. And there are a couple great things happening. One team brought us a Piaggio scooter-based three-wheel pickup truck as a judge-mobile, and that was hella sweet.
Hella sweet. That thing was fantastic. Now, normally also hella sweet, you go to the Midwest, they give you all kinds of salty, meaty treats. You love it. This time, we just went a little too far. There was the yard of beef summer sausage. There was the football summer sausage. There was the 68 pounds of bacon. It was just too much. And all week, ever since we got back, I've just been feeling butt terrible.
Also butt terrible is the idea of making a rotary engine conversion. Now the rotary engine, as you know, wasn't very good in the car it was designed for when it came out, which was
40 years ago.
Decades ago.
Yeah.
So now, take a rotary engine, put it in another car, say for example an Opel GT,
yeah.
And what are the results going to be? But terrible.
Now, usually you go to the paddock and you look around and there's butt terrible stuff and hella sweet stuff. But I do gotta say, hella sweet this time, just the general vibe in the paddock. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's just some hella sweet going on. There was the limo with airbags scraping down the pavement and sparks. That was hella sweet. There was the Nixon automaton spinning around on top of the car. There was the accordion playing dudes in Mexican mustaches and ponchos. There was puppies and kittens and dogs. And it was just, I don't know, it was just hella sweet. It was just hella sweet.
And here are the winners.
Yeah.
The heroic fix for this race went to the Supra Troopers. Now these guys have a Supra, and they're dressed up as state troopers. So they came in their race car, Supra, and they also have a street car, also a Supra. They drove down from Wisconsin all the way to Joliet for the race, and 5 miles from the track they get pulled over by the popos with their guns drawn and everything. Sir, step out of the vehicle. What were they all upset about? Because they were impersonating law enforcement officers. So they get a big fat ticket for that. That's alright. They get to the track and then their front suspension totally falls apart. That's okay, they say.
I got another one.
We got this other car that we brought with us. So they part it out, they get the car back on the track, no problem, heroic fix. They only had the small problem later of how to figure out how to get the 6 dudes, the one race car with no windows and a roll cage, and the street car, which now has no front suspension, back to Wisconsin with no truck and trailer.
Pretty sure they're still there. The I Got Screwed trophy went to the Moonrunners. These were dudes. They got a Saturn SC2. They were contesting for the overall win, which is fabulous for Saturn. And then Sunday afternoon, thunk, hood pops up because some idiot probably didn't put in the hood pins, even though they say they did. Hood flies up, destroys the hood, destroys the windshield. No problem, they say. They shoot into the pits, they take that crap off, don't need this, throw it away, shoot back out of the track, and we black flag them because what do you need to be racing? A hood and a windshield. And they were really bumming about that. Took them an hour and a half, dropped them to about 50th overall. They got screwed.
The special award for this race was the finally an A-team theme that isn't totally half-assed award. Now at this point, after 6 years doing Lemons races, I don't know, we've seen probably 800 A-team themes, which is usually a black car with a piece of red tape on it, and then they go around saying A-team sayings. They say, hey, we're the A-team. I love it when a plan comes together, and it's totally awful and it sucks. These guys, Bustin' Nut Racing, who are the gold standard of car decorations, have been for many years. They had essentially B.A. Baracus' head driving around the racetrack, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was totally awesome. And that just brings us to the organizer's choice, Nutjob Racing. And frankly, I think they might have outdone B.A. Baracus, because what did they do? They took their Wago van, which has plates, lives on the streets in Brooklyn, they drive it to work every day, and made a life-size air-stair jetway out of it, and drove it 800 miles to the track, drove it around the track for 24 hours, and drove it home. And that was just totally sweet.
The index of affluency for this race went to Dos Limones and their Ford Fiesta. Now these guys, they got a Ford Fiesta, which is a bad car. And then as a team, they're probably even worse than that.
Yeah.
This time, it all came together. The thing was running in the top 5 for most of the weekend. They finished way up in the standings, and it was just an incredible and unexpected performance. So, index of affluency, Dos Limones.
And that just takes us to Lemons in a nutshell.
All right.